Have you ever wondered why two people with the exact same salary end up with completely different bank balances? It is not just about the numbers, it's about your hardwired financial DNA. Most of us are trapped in a cycle of spending or saving that we don't even understand. Today, we are going to unlock the mystery of your wealth personality through a high-stakes battle of the archetypes. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which profile you fit into and why your current habits might be sabotaging your future. Get ready to meet the archetype, the hoarder, the alchemist, and the gambler. In this guide, we are not just identifying your type, we are gamifying your financial growth. You will learn the hidden strengths of your archetype, the psychological traps that keep you broke, and the secret weapon of the wealthy, the financial opposite partner. We are going to dive deep into each persona so you can see where you stand in the wealth hierarchy. This is about transforming your mindset from a passive consumer to a master of your own economy. Stay tuned as we break down the 4 pillars of financial personality and show you how to win the game of money. The game begins with understanding the core traits of these 4 distinct personalities. Imagine a battlefield where every decision you make with a dollar is a strategic move. Each archetype has a unique way of navigating this field, influenced by their upbringing, fears, and aspirations. You might find yourself identifying with parts of several, but one core drive usually dominates your behavior. Understanding this drive is the first step to mastering your cash flow. Let's start the evaluation and see which archetype is leading your financial charge. First up is the architect. This individual is the master of the long game. They don't just see a dollar, they see a brick in a fortress they are building for the next 30 years. The architect loves spreadsheets, compound interest tables, and meticulous planning. They are the ones who read every line of a contract and know exactly where their money is going every single month. To an architect, financial security is a mathematical equation that must be solved. They find comfort in the structure and are often the most disciplined of all the archetypes. The strengths of the architect are undeniable. Because they plan everything, they are rarely surprised by financial emergencies. They are the masters of automation, setting up systems that grow their wealth while they sleep. Their superpower is patience. They understand that true wealth is built over decades, not days. While others are chasing the latest trend, the architect is sticking to the plan, steadily increasing their net worth through calculated moves. They represent the peak of structural financial stability in our wealth battle. However, even the architect has a fatal flaw: analysis paralysis. Because they need every detail to be perfect, they often miss out on explosive opportunities. They might spend 6 months researching a stock while the price doubles. Their obsession with the plan can make them rigid and unable to adapt to sudden market shifts. Sometimes they are so focused on the future that they forget to enjoy the money they have earned today. For the architect, the challenge is learning when to stop calculating and start acting. Next, we meet the hoarder. For this archetype, money is not a tool for building, it is a shield for protection. The hoarder is driven by an intense need for safety and a fear of the unknown. They keep their money in high-yield savings accounts or even under the mattress, terrified that a market crash will take everything away. They are the ultimate savers, often living well below their means, not out of choice, but out of a deep-seated anxiety about not having enough for a rainy day that might never come. The strength of the hoarder is their incredible resilience. When a recession hits and everyone else is panicking, the hoarder is calm because they have a massive cash cushion. They have zero debt and a very low cost of living, which gives them a type of freedom that others lack. They are the masters of frugality, finding ways to save on every purchase. In a financial storm, the hoarder is the one with the strongest lifeboat, ensuring that they and their family are always protected from the waves of the economy. But the hoarder's pitfall is the cost of safety. By keeping all their money in cash, they are actually losing wealth every year to inflation. Their fear of loss prevents them from ever truly winning. They might have $1 million in the bank, but they live like they have nothing because they are too afraid to spend it. This archetype often suffers from a scarcity mindset, seeing the world as a place where money is hard to get and easy to lose. Their challenge is learning to trust the process of investment. Now enter the Alchemist. This archetype is the visionary. They don't save or build structures, they create value. The Alchemist believes that money is an infinite resource that flows to those with the best ideas. They are often entrepreneurs, artists, or innovators. They don't mind spending money to make money, and they are constantly looking for the next big thing. To them, wealth is about transformation, taking a raw idea and turning it into a profitable reality. They are the most optimistic of all the archetypes. The Alchemist's strength lies in their ability to generate massive wealth in short periods. While the architect waits for 8% returns, the Alchemist creates a business that grows by 200%. They are excellent at networking and seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Their abundance mindset attracts people and resources to them effortlessly. They are the ones who change the world with their innovations, using money as a fuel for their creative fire. They bring energy and growth to the wealth battle. The Alchemist's trap is the dreamer's disconnect. Because they are so focused on the big vision, they often neglect the mundane details of finance. They might have a $1 million idea, but forget to pay their quarterly taxes. They can be prone to shiny object syndrome, jumping from one project to another without finishing the first. Their bank account often looks like a roller coaster, huge peaks followed by deep valleys. For the Alchemist, the challenge is grounding their vision with practical, everyday financial management. Finally, we have the gambler. This archetype lives for the thrill of the win. To them, the market is a casino, and they are looking for the jackpot. They are drawn to high-risk, high-reward investments like crypto meme coins, penny stocks, or leveraged day trading. The gambler isn't interested in a slow 401k. They want to retire by next Tuesday. They have a high tolerance for risk and an unshakable belief in their own luck. They are the wild cards of the financial world, often seen as reckless by the other types. The gambler's strength is their fearlessness. In moments of extreme market volatility, when everyone else is running away, the gambler is diving in. This courage can lead to life-changing wealth if they time it correctly. They are quick thinkers and can navigate complex, fast-moving environments that would terrify an architect. When they win big, and those wins can propel them far ahead of the traditional wealth-building curve. They are the catalysts of rapid movement in our wealth battle. But the gambler faces the ultimate pitfall, financial ruin. The same high that comes from a win leads to an addiction to the risk. They often don't know when to walk away, doubling down on a losing position until their entire portfolio is wiped out. They mistake luck for skill and often ignore the fundamentals of investing. Their lives are characterized by extreme stress and instability. The challenge for the gambler is learning the difference between a calculated risk and a blind bet, and finding a way to preserve their wins. Now that you know the players, let's see how they interact. Imagine a market crash is happening right now. The architect is checking his spreadsheets to see if the plan needs a 1% adjustment. The hoarder is already pulling their cash out, terrified of the dip. The alchemist is trying to figure out how to start a business that solves the problems caused by the crash. And the gambler? The gambler is taking out a loan to buy the dip with 10x leverage. Each reaction is a manifestation of their core archetype. This battle happens every day in your head. You might have an architect who wants to save for a house, but a gambler who wants to put that down payment into a new tech stock. The conflict between these archetypes is what causes financial self-sabotage. When you understand which voice is speaking, you can finally take control. You can tell the hoarder part of you that it is okay to invest, or tell the alchemist part of you that you need to check the budget before starting that new venture. Wealth isn't just about how much you make. It is about the mindset gap. The hoarder and architect usually operate from a place of perceived scarcity or containment, while the alchemist and gambler operate from a place of abundance and expansion. Neither side is perfect. Too much containment leads to stagnation. Too much expansion leads to explosion. The goal of the wealth battle is to find the golden ratio. the perfect balance between protecting what you have and growing what you want. This brings us to the most powerful tool for wealth building, the financial opposite partner. Most people fail because they try to do everything themselves. But if you are an alchemist, you need an architect to handle the systems. If you are a gambler, you need a hoarder to make sure you don't bet the house. Finding someone who has the strengths you lack and the pitfalls you don't creates a super archetype that is nearly impossible to beat in the game of money. Let's look at the first power pairing, the architect and the gambler. This sounds like a recipe for disaster, but it is actually a recipe for massive, safe growth. The architect provides the floor, the safety net, and the plan. The gambler provides the ceiling, the willingness to take the big shots that lead to exponential gains. Together, they ensure that the portfolio grows faster than inflation, but never risks total loss. The architect keeps the gambler grounded, while the gambler keeps the architect from getting stuck in the slow lane. The second power pairing is the hoarder and the alchemist. The alchemist has the vision to create new streams of income, but they often let that money slip through their fingers. The hoarder is a master at keeping money. When they team up, the alchemist generates the wealth, and the hoarder ensures that wealth is preserved and protected for the long term. This partnership turns a one-time win into a multi-generational legacy. It balances the dreamer with the protector to create a fortress of financial freedom. Accountability is the glue that holds these pairings together. You need a system where your opposite has the power to veto your worst impulses. This could be a business partner, a spouse, or even a professional financial advisor who fits the opposite archetype. By acknowledging your archetype, you admit your weaknesses, and in that admission, you find the strength to build a team that can navigate any market condition. This is how the wealthy truly operate. They never play the game alone. Now it is time for your test. Question 1. You just received a $5,000 bonus. What is your first instinct? If you want to put it in your rainy day fund, you are a hoarder. If you want to use it to pay off a specific debt according to your plan, you are an architect. If you want to use it to fund a new side hustle idea, you are an alchemist. If you want to put it all into a high-risk crypto coin you just heard about, you are a gambler. Question 2. How do you feel when the stock market drops 10% in a week? If you feel terrified and want to sell everything, you are a hoarder. If you feel calm because you expected it and your plan accounts for it, you are an architect. If you don't even notice because you are focused on building your own business, you are an alchemist. If you feel excited and want to double your position to win big on the recovery, you are a gambler. Question 3. What is your primary goal for wealth? If it is never having to worry about money again, you are a hoarder. If it is having a predictable, comfortable retirement, you are an architect. If it is having the resources to change the world or create something new, you are an alchemist. If it is living a life of high-stakes excitement and luxury, you are a gambler. Think about your answers honestly. Your first instinct is usually the correct one. Take a look at your answers. Which one appeared most often? That is your dominant wealth archetype. If you had a mix, look at the one that felt the most emotionally charged. Most people are about 70% one type and 30% another. Identifying this allows you to stop fighting your nature and start working with it. You can now recognize your trigger moments, those times when your archetype's pitfalls are about to take over, and make a conscious choice to pause. Your next step is to find your financial opposite. If you are an architect or hoarder, look for someone with expansion energy to help you take risks and grow. If you are an alchemist or gambler, look for someone with containment energy to help you build systems and protect your gains. This doesn't mean you need a business partner for everything, but you need someone in your life who you trust to tell you the truth about your money habits. This accountability is the fastest way to double your net worth. Let's recap the action steps for each type. Architects, set a fun fund you are forced to spend. Hoarders, move 10% of your cash into a diversified index fund to beat inflation. Alchemists, hire a bookkeeper or use an automated budgeting app today. Gamblers, Take 50% of every win and put it into a boring savings account that you cannot touch. These small adjustments address your specific pitfalls while letting your strengths shine. Wealth is a marathon, but it is played in short, strategic sprints. The battle for wealth is ultimately a battle for self-mastery. When you understand your archetype, you stop being a victim of your impulses and start being the director of your destiny. Money is just a tool, but it is a tool that amplifies who you already are. By balancing your natural tendencies with the wisdom of your opposite, you create a financial life that is not only prosperous, but also peaceful and purposeful. You have the map. Now it is time to start the journey toward your own definition of wealth. If this breakdown helped you see your money in a new light, please give this video a thumbs up and share your archetype in the comments below. Are you an architect who needs a gambler or a hoarder looking for an alchemist? Let us know your pairing strategy. We have more deep dives into financial psychology coming up, so don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Your journey to a better wealth mindset starts with a single click. See you in the next video.